Hey everybody, Carona Davis-Diop here with Behind the Mystic, and today we have two of the best actors in the world. I love these guys, Yusuf Abdur-Raheem and Barbara Cannell. Thank you for coming with us, guys.
Thank you for inviting us.
Now, Barb, you've been here a couple of times. Yeah. You're a busy gal in Mystic Haven.
Yes.
Yusuf, let's start with you.
Yeah.
Tell us what attracted you to the character of the Bargain. That's the project you're in with Barbara, right?
Yes. I guess you can say the strength that he possessed without him being very known, he still possessed a strength in his character.
Okay.
That's what attracted me to him, being able to communicate that strength and that story or narrative without telling too much about who he is prior to the actual bargain, if I can say.
Right. So you were attracted to the mysticism and the unknown and the mysteriousness of this character.
Yeah, I guess you can say so.
Which usually are the characters that you're called for anyway, from me, right? The mystical, quiet guy.
Yeah.
So Barb, tell us about you and Yusuf's chemistry. This is your first time working together, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I just want to say that he is a fantastic actor, and he exudes an exciting energy that really gets your juices going in terms of working with the character.
Right.
And so I just felt like the character is very powerful and has control of what is going on within the story and the environment.
So tell us a little bit about you guys' interaction in the bargain. Why are you there? And as a director, I'm giving you permission to connect from Ben 2.
Okay, well, I feel that the character is very spiritual, and I think the Yusuf himself is a very spiritual, powerful man, and so he exudes that and he puts that in his character, and so that was very attracting in the script itself.
Right.
Okay. And what was the other part of the question?
So, guys, we are in a zone right now, and I don't know who a spiritualist and into auras and energy, but I'm sitting with some powerful people, and the energy around this table is insane. We can barely focus.
Yes.
It's very powerful right now. The reason I connected you two is because of your strength and your power and your yin and yang and your balance and your knowledge, and you guys just came to me. I don't know why, because we have other, actors and stuff, but you guys are spiritually, I think, my most powerful actors.
I believe that when I first met Yusuf the man, I felt a very strong energy there. And it was I felt like that this man does carry this energy with him all the time.
Yes.
And being that I met him the first time, I was kind of taken aback, if you will, with that energy. And also I was drawn in to him as well, because I could feel that embrace, if you will, that attractive embrace, if you will, that says, yes, we can work together. Yes, we can merge this energy together and produce a fantastic movie together.
Right.
Okay. And so I felt that with him.
The chemistry was insane.
Yeah.
It's like taking pictures of you two looking at each other like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, even like the stares were intense. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I was feeling, the first time when I first met Yusuf.
And Yusuf, you're coming back as an angel. So when we first worked together, you played Michael. So I decided to bring you in again as a little darker angel. So no one really knows yet if he's good or bad. We don't know yet. We know he makes some bad decisions for good reasons. You know about that.
Yes.
Tell us about your transitioning from, you just started acting.
Right.
And when I called you, you was like, let's do it. I've never done it before. I want to try something new in life.
Right.
Something in your spirit. A lot of people back away when I ask them to do this. They're scared. They've never been in front of a bunch of people. It's scary. You took on two major roles in my project. And you did awesome. So how does that feel? And speak up a little louder. How does that feel going from just going to work every day, taking care of children, to being in a spotlight?
Yeah.
How was that transition for you?
Yeah,
was
it's
it
amazing.
weird?
I don't really even think about it in that manner, because even hearing you guys talk about the project and the actual work that was done, I was more or less learning in the experience. Although I did notice the chemistry, and I was feeding off of your energies when I felt like I was feeding off of your energy and your professionalism as well as your experience. So I felt like I had to meet you there, because that's a part of my personality, is that I would like to add value where there's value. I'd like to bring the same synergy. If there's positive energy, I want to bring positive energy as well. So working along with you, when you sat down, I was like, oh, she brought in the
heavy hitter. Yeah.
When I saw how you approached the entire project, I was like, okay, this is different from where I had time. Here, now, it's all about creativity.
Right.
It's all about, in the process of creativity, letting go. Because I had to really let go in that moment. At that time, I felt safe, because you had set the parameters, right, where I felt there was enough space for me to become comfortable in. Right.
Yes.
And
now, hold on. Now, I'm going to cut him off right there, because that's the plan when I call Barb. That's the plan. Barb is a staple. Like, if you put a new actor with her, she got you.
Yeah, I had no clue.
All I got to do is tell her, Barb, never acted before. Do what you got to do to help carry this person. So she's like the ladder to help the newbie come in, and she kills it.
Yeah.
She kills it. The person who sits across from her, the person who sits across from her and acts with her sees that they have to step up their game. So that's why I put new people with her. Like, you can't sleep with this lady.
No. She's gonna run circles around you. She's gonna expose you. Let's just say.
I wanted to say that. Again, I didn't get to say this to you. I'm really proud of you guys, because you're taking time, you're taking energy from your family, your life, your jobs, to do something you really love.
Yeah, thank you.
And you're traveling far.
Thank you.
And you're traveling a lot, and you're doing it. This is not easy. People fear this type of thing.
Thank you.
So tell me, what do you guys think about the overall Mystic Haven universe, just the idea and being involved with this? What do you think about it? So both of you can answer, yeah.
No, ladies first.
Wow. Well, I think...
Aren't they gross? Ew, ladies first.
He's such a gentleman, let me tell you. Not only is he handsome and charming, he's definitely a gentleman. So, in terms of all of this universal spiritualism that seems to suddenly have come upon all of us, there's a great transition that's happening that I have felt for some time now, in terms of spirituality of a coming of an energy that has entered the planet. And I feel that this energy is affecting every single person on the planet. I feel that it is opening up all of us, up, good, bad, or indifference. We are all being affected by this energy. And, there may be people out here that are very skeptic about what I'm saying, but I do know that it's absolutely true. We're all being affected by this energy that has come upon the planet.
Yeah, I'd like to say I've always felt otherworldly myself. I grew up in that type of environment. My mother was otherworldly. And when I say otherworldly, I just mean that we function in a multi-dimensional aspect, not just from, our physical or our, modern, mundane, that, we know that we have, like, we're like on a course, right? And, or I'd like to say, when we have a ultimate purpose. That would mean a lot more. Like, certain lines I've never been exposed to, like the lines of different races and cultures and stuff like that.
Right.
And I think that's what you might be heading to. It's like those things I think are being challenged now, that we're going to have to step over them in order to reach our humanity.
The lines,
Right.
Yeah.
Because like I was the type of, I could show up with a Indian, you could say Asian, which Asia is India, but African, European. I could show up with those type of friends in my household, and it wouldn't be any level of like resistance or no level of being closed in to any type of way of thinking, you gotta watch out for them, or that was nothing that was ever that I was ever exposed to. And I feel like I'm an alien because of that.
So with that freedom comes, growth. I like that. Mystic Haven, y'all. With that freedom to like, love, care for who you want to is growth. There's no stunt there.
And just taking on what Yusuf is saying, is that there's an invitation for everyone. There's no cutoff. Okay, there's no, you can't come because you're this.
And that's why I love what you guys are doing, and I'm grateful to be a part of it, because I was like, I don't know if you know that this is what you're doing, but this is what you're doing. You're like, awakening. This is like an awakening, right?
Yes.
To otherworldliness,
I like that title, y'all. The Awakening. I like that. That's what it feels like. The
awesome.
air is different. It's like it's something in the air here.
It feels to me like a evolution. Like we're all evolving. Some of us very rapidly.
Right.
Okay, and some of us are
slow. Some of us need baby.
But many of us are evolving quickly.
Very purposeful.
Exactly.
So when I see Yusuf, for some reason I can't help but to write you in as an angel. It's just something about your being. Like, you guys are gonna meet Rich Hinkles. He's star of Ben, co-star of Ben 1, 2, and 3, which is coming.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's awesome. He's another one with great chemistry.
And experience.
I said, who would play a great angel? And even though you played an angel in the opening, I said, let me bring him back and darken that door a little bit. He's too nice. He's wearing all white. Let's think outside the box. Let's make this guy a kind of an a-hole. We'll take you out of your character, mix it up a little bit.
I love the challenge. I love it.
And with Barbara, she can go. You just throw lines at her, just throw lines and characters at her, and she could flip, and it's kind of scary. She could flip like that to a little girl, an old lady, a king, a queen. She could do it. You guys, just like you said, you felt like you were in a safe place to practice your art. You guys put me in a safe place.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
You guys put me in a safe place, and you let me know it's okay to keep writing, to keep imagining, to keep pushing us. outside that box. No fear.
That's
Right.
That's
No
right.
fear.
Right.
Guys, please remember no fear. Do not let people talk you out of what you are meant to do
Yes.
because they can't do it.
Absolutely.
Point blank.
Mm.
Any advice for any young people who are trying to do what we're doing? I think that's important also.
Yeah, I think for young people,
Young or old.
young
Young
or
or
old,
older.
wherever you
Right.
are in your life, I feel like no one, as Carona has just stated, don't allow anybody to stop what you're feeling in your heart is true to you in terms of your growth, your art, your talents, speaking your truth, and I think that's very important to speak your truth. And when you do that, you allow yourself to expand more when you speak your truth.
That's right.
And you allow people to say it's okay to speak their truth and to also feel safe about it, okay? Because we all want to feel safe
Right.
when we are doing things for the greater good. Not just for ourselves personally, but for all of us.
That's
and this is
right.
very important for everyone to understand.
And like Barb said, this is important for everyone to understand that Mystic Haven is a community project. It's not just a money grab. We want money, but this is mainly based around
I love it.
emotional health, an outlet for us to come out and talk to you guys in a productive way. I have a fun question for you guys.
Okay.
So you're in Mystic Haven. You're from Mystic Haven. What other character or being would you like to play?
Oh, wow.
What's your dream monster, mermaid? Like, what would you love to try?
Well, I don't think. Oh gosh.
That's a good one, right?
Good one. I'd like to be a real, if you will, excuse the word, alien from a totally different dimension.
Okay.
Planet.
So a being from another planet.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I come to Earth to figure out what the problem is.
Yeah, if you could help, right? Help solve some stuff.
To solve problems here. And my abilities, okay, are so oh my God. I'll just say out of this world.
You can throw some light and shoot some fire and
yes, I want to say like if I throw some power at somebody, like open up all their cells in the body, like all the cells come apart.
All right, y'all, look out for that. I'm thinking how to make that happen.
Yes,
that's a good one.
But yeah.
Yusuf, what would you be other than an angel? What would you?
This is an awesome project, and this is an awesome question. Also, I love your answer.
Talk nice and loud so we can hear.
Yeah, I love your answer, Barb. Beautiful answer. And I feel like I can answer the last question and this question together.
Okay, y'all, he getting ready to get difficult.
Yes, my birthday is June 18th. I am of the Gemini species. When was your birthday?
June 9th.
June. Oh my God, you're a number 9 also?
Yes. This is what?
I need to remember that. June 9 and June 18.
9
which
to 9
one
is
in-
18.
one in the 18 is 9, and
Told
9
you the
is
chemistry.
18.
I told you. I know what I'm doing. Now tell us what kind of monster you want
So,
to be.
yeah, addressing the no fear statement that you made, right? Because fear is what I feel at this point in my growth and development. That in our communities, fear is what is causing destruction, and it usually shows up in many different forms. So, I would like to first say that never allow fear to. I'm going to start with a statement, and then I'll speak about my character.
Okay.
The statement
No,
would be,
go for it.
never allow fear to hinder your growth. and your progress, because you never know how many people you are inspiring that are watching you.
Yes, sir.
People are watching you and they are inspired by what you do, and you have no clue that just you showing a little bit of no fear, that they are so inspired by it. Like, you could just tell someone, a regular person like myself, I say, hey, I'm about to go do some acting, and it brings so much out of people. Like, oh my God, I always wanted to do that. I want to do that also. And you're like, wow.
Yeah.
It's really
Just
inspiring,
from
just from you showing no fear. The character would be, I don't want to take your idea, Barb,
Go ahead.
to be an alien.
Go ahead.
But I would be also, I think we might need aliens to come from other planets to like, like rescue humanity.
Assist, help, rescue.
To help with something like, we, like E.T. was a great character. He taught us a lot. But then E.T. had to go home. E.T. was like, I'm getting sick here, and I need to get out of here.
I want to go home.
He almost died. So we need a very a version of an alien that is aware of our needs and is intentional with what we need as humanity.
Right.
So I would like to have like my superpowers from another planet to be able to overcome fear, right? And to be able to have a maybe like a very direct approach to be able to impact an individual, because sometimes it only takes one, and you can impact that individual, and you can put them in a setting where they become a conduit for impacting so many other individuals.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel. And I don't know too much about anything.
Just a little bit. Good grief.
Great.
Yeah. That was a great answer, though.
Yes,
I love your answer. I was like, maybe I should have went first this time. But no, I love your answer.
And yours too. Yes, makes sense.
I appreciate it.
So, you guys, we have a lot more projects coming up, a lot more episodes coming up. You guys excited?
Yes.
Yes.
I am. I got to figure out how to get here, like when I say, because I mean, that's something I've been working on for myself personally. And this is I think it's part of also the growth, because now I'm like on time for every aspect. I was at my barber at 9 when I said I was going to be there. So I see the change that it, me being who I am, I had an issue with being late. But then it's like I always have to, like, this is something that once I get this on track, then it's going to be like, it's going to move mountains.
So everything else. It's like once you handle this big thing, everything else will. Yeah. I had a chef that taught me when I worked in a private school. I was a chef assistant. And she told me, never bring home to work and never take work home. And I live by that, and it's true. And she said once everything is good at home, she said you always take care of home first.
Yes.
And once I started practicing that, like you said, and dealing with that aspect of my life, if home's okay, I could deal with anything outside.
Correct.
And then you have home to run to when outside goes crazy.
That's right.
So I'm just agreeing with what you said.
Yes.
So I also want to talk about the mystical aspects of Mystic Haven. So we're not just talking auras and light powers. We're going to get deep into spiritual work, light healing, and which we don't see too much of on horror shows and supernatural TV shows. And light healing and more African folklore and more Native American, Asian, Scandinavian,
indigenous, like
indigenous, just different from what we're getting now. The stories are good now, but we need to hear. I want to hear a different story about Dracula.
Yes.
I want to hear the Native American's idea of a Dracula,
Yes.
or African idea of a Dracula, or an Asian, or an indigenous,
Yes.
or
Yes.
just we have so many cultures to pull from mystically.
Yes.
Yes.
Look, I'm ready.
Yeah.
We need some new stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, we definitely need some new stuff to refresh us.
Yes.
You know, we need to realign ourselves.
Yes.
Again,
That's
what's
the
happening
word.
here.
Yeah.
What's happening is we're realigning, right? There's a power shift that's happening, right? There's an awakening that's happening.
The awakening.
And we have to step up into it
That's right.
and accept it. Because who knew that I would ever be before a camera? And that was something that I never, ever imagined or ever planned for. However, we're here.
And who knew, growing up together, running after you, trying to push you upside the head when we was 7. I had no idea me and you would be working together on films and stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
I had no idea either.
Yeah, this is family, guys.
Yes.
I'm talking about poking, pinching, and then running, and me running after him, smacking him in the head.
I turned
Grew
the
up
rope
together.
for them.
Double Dutch?
Yeah, I turned the rope for them.
Yeah, he couldn't jump. We made the girls made him turn. Buzz. Hopscotch, all of that. He's a good brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Yes.
So, Barb, this is a good question because you always hear stories about weird things happening on set after a project starts, after a supernatural project starts. I can actually say that since I started this, I have definitely grown spiritually. There is no way you can do a project like this and not grow spiritually.
Right.
Okay, I'm talking about I'm praying more, I'm seeing more, I'm hearing more, I'm feeling more. Like, has anything changed for you guys with working with our projects, spiritually?
Well, I know that I mentioned this previously in the other podcast, but I will reiterate this thought, and that is pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams are the tellers of what things can happen to you in the future or in the present moment. It can also take you back into another life, and in watching that other life will show you the problems that you had or have in this life, okay, so that you can resolve those issues. And just like the Aborigines, Aborigine people in Australia, they are the first people in Australia before the colonizers came over. They really believe in dream time.
Yes.
Okay? Dream time is real time for them. Okay?
Right.
And so that is, for them, it is so significant in the life when they come out of that dream time. It's very significant and meaningful in the life that they are living.
Right.
Yeah. They really do believe in dream time as something absolutely true.
Okay, so from this project, you would say you've been dealing with your dreams a little more?
I do, and I have dealt with my dreams. As a matter of fact, I have like about maybe 30 dream journals, maybe a little more. And those dream journals came from when I was very young.
Nice.
Yes, because
Okay.
I was given, if you will, I was given the thought or the channeling of, you must write down all your dreams, Barbara. This is important. And as the years went on, I would go back to the first book, and that first book would tell me what is happening
Reference.
now.
Yeah,
Yes.
you had a reference, a dream
I love
reference
that.
book.
I love that. I really love that. So I must say, if I can say, I must be Aboriginal as well, because I believe in dream time as well. If I can say, right, I would be told in school that I have an exam, and I would dream that I took the exam and I aced the exam, and when I sit before the exam in real life, I would, without no studying, I'm sharing this probably for the first time in the public, I would ace the exam. Because why? Because I did this before.
Barbara and Yusuf, thank you for joining us today on Behind the Mystic. Can't wait to see you guys. And everyone, thank you for joining us today on Behind the Mystic. Watch us on YouTube and subscribe at Mystic Haven Diop. And we'll see you soon.